And welcome back to Wake Up Radio with Ryan Ray and Fuzz. Sean Aiken is joining us live via phone from Vancouver, Canada. And Sean, one of the things you had said earlier, you touched on something you had said, our passion isn't found within the job title, it's found within the characteristics of our work. And I think your story of the dairy farmer finding some sort of meaning in his job really illustrates that. Sean, what kind of advice would you give to other people who maybe don't know what their passion is? And would you suggest doing something like you've done, 52 jobs in a year?
I think that's a little extreme, a little crazy. Not everybody needs to go and do that many different jobs. I think there's a misconception if we're unhappy in our job, we're not passionate about what we do, then we should just outright quit. I think that's obviously a big mistake, especially in today's economy where, it's not that easy to get a job. So I think, if we are unhappy in our career and, we are being drawn to another profession or something where you think our passion might lie, I think it's really important to, start taking steps to see if it is right for you. So maybe you can contact somebody who works in that profession and ask them to go out for coffee and ask them a few different questions about their job and to give you an idea of what the lifestyle is like and what the day-to-day is and to see if it would be right with you. Maybe on the weekend you can volunteer at one of the, at an organization that you think you might be passionate about. And I think it's just really important to kind of make a smoother transition to the workforce into that new profession as opposed to just quitting outright in your job. So, volunteering, job shadowing, or just asking questions about their jobs are great ways of getting to learn about a profession without making that full commitment.
That's brilliant. In fact, like you said, at an economy right now where a lot of people are out of work and they're desperately looking for jobs, there's that desperation. This might be the opportunity to knock on a door and say, "Hey, can I just shadow you for a couple of days and see if this is what I would want to do?" Because it's something that I think I've always wanted to.
Definitely, and sometimes that'll often actually lead to a job offer. You get your foot in the door by job shadowing or volunteering someplace. They see what a great job you're doing and that you contribute positively to the team, and they might just offer you a full-time position.
Great advice.
Good deal. And what about for people who are stuck in jobs that they're unhappy with? What advice would you give to those kinds of people?
Yeah, well, I think again, it's important not to just outright quit. Now, I'd say even look within your job how to make it better. So try and identify, well, what is it that is making me unhappy about the position? Is it simply a coworker? Is it my day-to-day tasks? Is it my management? So looking at ways that you can maybe alter that. I think it's also important to look at the positives of the workplace. So, I think that our passions can be filled in many ways. So if you break that down, for example, a lot of people say, well, I'm passionate about my kids. Well, if you break that down, why are you? Maybe it's because you created something and you're directly responsible for the success and failure of this project. So, try and relate that into your career and identify the aspects in your career where your passions are actually being fulfilled.
Excellent advice. Thank you so much for sharing your tips. You've actually written a book already, isn't that right?
Yeah, it was just published in May by Random House. It's called The 1 Week Job Project.
And we've got an image of that here on the screen at ryanray.com/radio. And the documentary, what's the name of the documentary? 1 Week Job?
Yeah, 1 Week Job.
And where can people get more information about that?
Go to the website, oneweekjob.com. You can see the trailer, and we're also actually looking for completion funds for the film, and you can support the film that way as well.
Okay, so you guys are still trying to get the funding to polish that off. And I think if you use a little bit of your own advice, I'd like to share with you, maybe you should approach it like you've said, like building a bridge as you walk forward, which is exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. And many times during the year we had no idea where we were going week to week, and it was just exactly that, building a bridge as you walk. But I mean, in any goal, I think it's really important to you keep in mind that bigger vision, but then you really break it down into smaller steps that you need to take in order to get there. Because obviously, at the beginning of my year, when I thought, well, 52 jobs in 52 weeks, it's a little overwhelming, and a lot of anxiety comes with that. But by breaking it down into week to week, I was able to accomplish the overall goal.
Good.
Well, I'm looking forward to see what happens next. And in fact, in our chat room, our good friend Brian Shelton has reminded everyone that they can follow you on twitter.com/Sean Aiken. Be expecting my request because I want to keep up with you and see what's going to happen next.
Thanks a lot.
Sean, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate your being here with us on Wake Up Radio. Hopefully we can connect again another time as well.
Definitely. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And we will be back in just a moment. Actually, as a matter of fact, that's the end of the show, people. We will be back next time here for Wake Up Radio. Thank you so much for joining us. We're at ryanray.com/radio. It's me and my co-host, Mr. Fuzz Edwards.
Have a great week, everyone.
Have a great week. Thank you. Bye-bye.